Good morning. Good morning. Welcome back to the alignment workshop. We are on day 3 already. This is halfway through already. I can't believe it. I am so pumped for you guys that have been tuning in live or making sure you're catching the replay or, taking time to carve out to watch the replays to really make it a priority. Obviously, you know that anything you sign up for doesn't do you any good if you don't show up and absorb the information and then implement the information. So I'm so proud of you guys for being here. Hi, America. Good morning, everybody. I really would like to say I'm especially proud of my Alignment U clients because they already have so much access to me. We literally had a coaching call last night. We did we have book club on Monday. We have a chat going constantly. They could ask me anything, anytime through the chat or through the Facebook group, and they still commit to showing up live for free things like this. So I'm just so proud of them. And that really is a testament to the kind of people that are inside Alignment U, right? The kind of commitment that there is, the kind of supportive, like I said, committed, driven, excited for more women who are inside of Alignment U. I'm just so proud of you guys. So thank you so much for showing up for yourselves. This is so excellent. And, it obviously creates some really great conversations within our group too, because we can take the trainings we're doing here and discuss them further there. So I really, really appreciate it. So we're on day 3 already. I can't believe it. So on day 1, on Monday, we talked about surrendering to what is, really getting clear on where you are right now as a starting point, because there's no point in doing any of this if you are not willing to surrender to what is and take responsibility for the part that you've played in attracting the life that you have now. And again, I've said it probably 7 times by now. I don't want you to think that this is some kind of deep dig into all the things you've done wrong in your life. That is absolutely not what this is. We didn't know any better. I didn't even believe in spirituality. I thought humans were the highest form of being. Like, I didn't believe in any of this stuff 4 or 5 years ago. Okay. I just want to make very clear that we are all coming to this information and we're absorbing it as we need it. And you are exactly where you need to be. And you are here for a reason. Like I said to you, I very deliberately call in the souls and the higher selves of the people who need what we're discussing here. Okay. So please know that you are absolutely, definitely 1000% in the right place, exactly where you're supposed to be. This was all part of the divine plan and you are here on purpose. Okay. So I need you though to surrender to what is. You need to understand that you have played a role in creating your life to this point based on the frequencies and vibrations you've been giving out. And also oh my God, my husband's just texting me like crazy. And there is more to it than that. It's not just the energy you've been putting out there. It also comes down to what's in your DNA from lifetimes before, from generations before. It also comes down to soul contracts and the things you agreed to be part of before you even came here, which I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole today. I just want you to know that it's all part of a bigger plan and you agreed to come here and have this experience ahead of time. Okay. You agreed to come here and be a light worker and send out your ripple effect in whatever way that looks like for you. And you're here for a reason. Okay. So surrendering to what is and how you got here is the first step. And then on Tuesday, the second day, we talked about, what do we talk about? Identifying gaps in your consciousness, right? On the second day, we talked about, okay, now that we've surrendered to what is, we know where we are, we understand the beliefs that we must hold to have created the reality that we have here. But what's the gap between that and where I want to go? What is the belief system of the version of me that I'm calling in? What is the belief system of the person that I'm trying to become? And how can I step more fully into that? Okay. So I would love it if everybody watching live or on the replay would comment below, share a gap that you discovered that you realize does not serve you as you're becoming this new version of yourself. What is a gap that you've identified in your belief system? Oh my goodness. What is a gap that you've discovered in your belief system that does not serve where you're going? And that now that you've identified it, now you can start to work through it. And I'm not expecting you to have all the answers. I'm not expecting you to know what to do next. That's why you're here. And that's what I'm going to show you. But I would love to see what kind of gaps that you've had a chance to identify. Okay. And then today we're going to talk about what you do next, right? How you combat the ego and the critical mind that likes to keep you small. Your ego and your critical mind, their job is to keep you safe. Okay. Your ego is very dramatic. You guys have probably heard me say, if you've been following me for any amount of time, you've definitely heard me say that your ego is very dramatic, and literally everything that feels unknown or unfamiliar is deemed unsafe by your ego. And therefore, your ego believes that this thing that you're trying to do, because it's not known to it, therefore it's unsafe, therefore it could kill you. Okay. And this is so funny because this is based on very primitive human interaction and instinct. Okay. And I want you to understand that this happens to literally everybody. When we were like cave people, like way back, when we were cave people, we needed to be safe. We needed to be accepted. We needed to be part of a tribe, because it was not one man fends for himself. This is a group. You know how they say it takes a village to raise a baby, right? We're talking about full villages and tribes of people who would each have their own duties. Some would hunt, some would gather, some would build, some would raise the kids, some would, do whatever, right? So everybody plays a role. So part of that is being accepted, right? One of the biggest things that our ego gets in the way for us is making us feel like we don't belong, right? Making us feel like we're different. And believe me, if you think it's easy to get started going out there and sharing that you're telling people now how to speak to the moon and, manifest with the universe and call your reality into being, if you think that's easy, it's not. I have overcome a lot of shit, trying to create what I've created now. It's not an easy process. It is a very fulfilling process. It's absolutely worth it, but it's not easy, and I want you to know that you're not alone. And one of the reasons why I wanted to put this workshop on is because I want you to know, as a fellow light worker or healer, which is what you are, which is why you're here, you can do the same. It's not actually dangerous to go outside your comfort zone and stand up and be the person you're supposed to be and spread that ripple effect out like you're supposed to. But because we are still living somewhat in, primitive mindset, we're afraid that if we step out and we say what we have to say, we're going to be shunned from the tribe. And if we're shunned from the tribe, we will die, because you cannot do all the things you need to do in a tribe by yourself. You cannot hunt and gather and, raise kids and do all the things by yourself back in the caveman days. Okay. So this is why I'm talking about some of the things that you're dealing with internally is programmed into your DNA from like thousands of years ago. Some of it is old lifetimes, like I was saying. Some of it is just the way that your parents operated and the way that their parents operated, right? Like it's passed down. Some of it you literally have no control over. But it is your job to undo it. And you're here. I want you to hear this. You are here because you have been chosen. Not only you've been chosen, but you agreed to come here in this life and break those generational curses. I don't care if you are 15 or 85. It is not too late to break the generational curses, because as soon as you start to do the work, you undo hundreds of years of shit for people who have not been born yet into your lineage and people who have been born into your lineage years ago, ancestors, okay, and your parents and your sisters and your brothers and your grandmothers and your nieces and nephews, and you're literally undoing. And that's a huge undertaking. I don't mean to put a lot of pressure on you, but that is what you're here to do. Is you are here to break generational curses and stand up and be the light worker that you are here to be. And for some of you, like I was saying, for some of you, the impact that you're going to make as a light worker will be within your family unit. Like sometimes you are a light worker in the sense that it is your job to break the generational curses, and that's it. There is no more than that. It's not like you're being called to stand up on stages like Tony Robbins and speak to millions of people. But for some of you, that is the case. For some of you, that is the case. You are called to be spreading your ripple effect on a very big scale. I am one of those people, which is why it is my mission to help you find your mission so that you can go and spread your ripple effect in whatever way that it needs to be done. Okay. So something I want you to really be aware of, though, is your ego is going to always, continuously, forever try to drag you back to your comfort zone, because that is where it's comfortable. So it's your job to continuously push the boundaries and push further outside the comfort zone. So you're expanding what your comfort zone even looks like, right? And nothing is comfortable until you've done it many times and you've dabbled in it. You can't think your way into a bigger comfort zone. You can't think your way into expansion. You have to take action and you have to do the things. But unfortunately, what happens for most of us is we start to do it, and either we see a little bit of progress and then we hit an upper limit or a glass ceiling and we contract back to what we were initially doing. So we end up living Groundhog Day over and over again. Okay. Or we try to get started and we can't even step foot outside the comfort zone because our ego is so loud and it's so scary and it's so adamant that we are going to literally die if we step outside 1 foot outside this comfort zone, that we never even try. So we continue to live Groundhog Day over and over again. We continue to stay in jobs and relationships and scenarios and friendships and cities, even homes that we don't like, that doesn't empower us, that doesn't inspire us, that doesn't do us any good because we are too scared. Okay. If you right now feel like you are living in some kind of Groundhog Day, I want you to write groundhog in the comment. I'm just curious to see how many people are dealing with this. And if you feel that your ego is holding you back, and if you could just silence the little voice in your head that says you can't do it, you're not good enough, who's going to listen to you, that you would be able to progress further and be where you want to be, I would love you to write ego in the comments below. I want to see how many people are struggling with a strong and loud ego. And believe me when I say I have been in both of these places. I know exactly what you're going through. Okay. I know exactly what it's like. And I know exactly how to work around it, which is what we're going to start talking about today. So I want you to understand that if you are living a Groundhog Day right now, or if you have an ego that is so loud that you are not able to progress to where you are trying to go, your ego is winning right now. You are letting your ego win. Okay. And I don't mean that to be, offensive or anything, but that is the truth of it. And you have to surrender to that fact too. You have to surrender to the fact that your ego is winning, and you have to take responsibility for the fact that you've been letting your ego win. Okay. Because your ego is just a little voice in your head that says you can't, or you're not good enough, or whatever. That's all it is. And your job is to disprove that little voice. Okay. And like I say, there's no way to expand your comfort zone and expand what your ego will accept of you until you actually just do it anyway and see that it's not actually that scary. So many people are sitting around thinking that if they just wait until they feel ready, if they just read a couple more books or take a couple more courses or attend a couple more free workshops, they'll finally be ready to step out and do the things. But ready is not a feeling, it is a decision. You have to just step up and decide, okay, fuck this. I'm so sick of my own shit. I can't even deal with this anymore. I know that I'm meant for more, and I'm not going to be able to continue to live this way. I need to step up and I need to do what I know that I need to do to get where I need to go. I just need some help. I need some guidance. I need somebody to hold me accountable to my goals. I need somebody to call me out on my shit when I'm letting my ego win. Right? That's what we're doing here right now. Okay. And I want you to understand that if this is resonating and you're feeling like, oh my God, I feel this way, but I'm so frustrated with myself because I know better. Like I know I'm letting my ego win. I know that I am meant for more. I know that I'm not expanding fully into my potential. I know that I'm not taking up as much space as I should. I know that I'm contracting down. I know that I'm afraid of my own success. I know how frustrating that is. But the best possible thing I can say to you right now is that frustration that you feel is a clear-cut sign that you do know on some level, your higher self at least knows that you are possible. that your dreams are possible, that it is happening for you, and that it is inevitable that you do step up into this, right? The frustration comes from the misalignment. Your higher self is like, what are you doing? You like, just listen to me and I will guide you where you need to go. But your ego is like, no, you can't do it. Don't listen to her. This is kind of like the angel and the devil on the shoulders, right? The devil saying, no, you can't do it. You can't do it. You can't do it. Listen to me. Just stay small, stay safe, stay in your zone of excellence. People are happy with you here. You're making, maybe you are making a decent income. Maybe you're not, but whatever is going on right now, your ego is being served by that, which is why you're still where you are. But your higher self is like, just come, trust me. I'm going to keep you safe. Everything is going to be okay. You are here for this reason. You did choose this. It's going to be all right. Don't listen to the ego. Quiet her down because she doesn't know what she's talking about, right? So one of the ways that you can do this is imagine the little voice in your head is just little tiny scared, 3, 4, 5-year-old you who doesn't know any better, right? Who doesn't know how to use social media to her benefit to create a business. She doesn't know anything about the way the energetics of money works. She doesn't know anything about how easy it is to live life when you are in your purpose and you're living from that aligned place of expansion and evolution. Okay, I'm telling you, the scariest part is deciding to do it. And then once you do find your purpose and you're living your dharma and you're living your purpose and you're living in alignment, everything just flows for you. I'm telling you, business ideas will flow to you. Business strategies will come to you out of nowhere. You will be able to very effortlessly, magnetically attract the right clients to you. You'll be able to call them in through universal energies. You won't even have to go and, do all the things that people say you need to be doing about, Facebook ads and this and that. And of course, all those things work and you're totally welcome to do all those things. I'm just saying no one strategy is the only way you can do it. When you are tapped in, tuned in, turned on, like Abraham Hicks says, and you're living in your purpose, you're living in your zone of genius, and you are aligned to who you're supposed to be and what you came here to do, everything just unfolds so beautifully for you. And you cannot have a bad day, because even in the things that you deem negative or, undesirable, there's lessons to learn in those things. Everything that happens, literally everything that happens is happening for your benefit in some way, but you have to choose to see it that way, right? What you perceive is what you receive. So every single thing that happens to me, I'm always looking for, how did I attract this? How can I not attract this again, right? What limiting belief do I have that's attracted this? What belief system must I have that is calling this in still? And what is more empowering? How can I shift this around? Okay. So one really, really, really powerful way you can do this is when you start your day. I want you guys, make sure you're writing this down. When you start your day, before you do anything else, okay, you want to, first of all, call in the white light of divine love. Okay. And even if you guys don't believe in this stuff, if you think this is totally like, okay, this lady is losing it, do it anyway. I promise you it works. It doesn't matter if you believe in it or not. Just the same as if you don't believe in gravity, it doesn't matter. You're still going to be kept to the ground, right? You don't have to believe in the law of attraction. You don't have to believe in the universe. You don't have to believe in any of this stuff for it to work for you. That's the best part. And that's the thing I love the most about people who look at me like I've got 3 heads. It's like, well, I don't, it doesn't matter to me whether you believe me or not. What I'm talking about is legitimate. And when you're ready to discuss it, I will be here still talking about it. Okay. So start the day with, surrounding yourself with the white light of divine love and saying, you don't have to say it out loud if you don't want to, but I highly recommend you speak things out loud whenever you can, speak things into existence. You say, I set my ego and my critical mind to the side and I tune in to the truth of my heart. Okay. Today, I receive only what is meant for me and my highest and best, and I leave the rest behind. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And that's it. And now you've set yourself up for success all day. You've set yourself up for letting your heart speak instead of your ego. Now, it will still from time to time chime in, especially when you are really trying to do something new, because your ego is going to freak out and go into survival mode and try to protect you from dying. Okay. The ego is very dramatic. That is her job. Her job is to keep you safe. And when your ego chimes in, you just say, thank you so much. I really appreciate you trying to keep me safe, but I actually don't need you right now. Okay. And so there's ways to work to identify when your ego is chiming in and what you can do about it. Because one of the key pieces of this whole manifestation journey, which is most people are not talking about, which actually makes me nuts because I wish I had known this when I started. I would be much further along by now if somebody had told me. So please listen to what I'm saying. You have to get very good at labeling what you're listening to. Basically, if what you feel or hear from inside of you does not feel good, it's your ego. And if it does feel good, it's your intuition. Okay? That's your higher self guiding you towards something. So if you get a spark of idea for, to join a course or start your own course or go into business for yourself or start to speak up for something that is very near and dear to your heart. Like maybe you've been, for example, one of my very good friends and actually one of the expert healers within my Alignment U program is a survivor of domestic abuse. And so obviously speaking on domestic abuse and domestic violence and all that is very important to her. But it took a lot for her to stand up and speak her truth because she thought, like most of us, our ego gets in the way and says, no one's going to listen to you. Nobody cares what you have to say. Nobody, why do you even bother? What are people going to think of me when I say that I was a victim of, abuse? They're going to think that it's my fault. Maybe it is my fault, and you go off and you spiral into this like deep hole of whatever, and you haven't gotten any further and you haven't inspired anybody and you don't feel any better either. Okay. When you get this spark of idea, that's your higher self. And when you start to question it, that's your ego, keeping you small, keeping you safe, keeping you where you are now. And you have to really question it. Is my comfort zone actually that comfortable? Where you are right now is in your comfort zone. Are you actually that comfortable? Do you feel you're living life to the fullest? Are you living in fullest expansion? Are you living to your fullest potential? Are you standing up and doing what is right for you and for the world, right? If you are passionate about something and you are feeling the nudge to talk about it or to help somebody else through it or to write a book about it or to start a course about it or to just do a Facebook Live and discuss it, it's because somebody is asking for what exactly you have in exactly the way that you have it. Even if there's 500 other people doing the same thing, it doesn't matter because they're not going to do the same thing the way that you do it. If you have a calling, it is because there are people out there literally asking for what you have, the way that you can deliver it. You know how many other mindset / manifestation coaches there are out there? I don't actually, because I don't look, I don't really care. But I'm sure the number is quite high. Okay. And do I care about that? No. Is it going to stop me from doing what I want to do? No. Is it going to stop me from talking about what I have to share? No. Is it going to stop me from posting in other groups and saying, hey, I've got this workshop, I would love you to come join? No. I don't really care because the people that need to work with me will find me, right? I very intentionally, like I said to you already, say to the universe, whenever I put a workshop together, I say, please align me with the people who need to hear what I have to say. And then allow me every time before I go live. You guys have noticed I've got a candle lit. I light this candle and I say, please allow me to speak and communicate clearly to the people who need what I have to say in a way that it is absorbed and implemented. And so that they can make a clear decision on which way to go. And I light this candle and I let it burn the whole life. And then when I'm done, I put the lid on. You don't ever blow out a candle. If you set an intention on a candle, by the way, don't ever blow it out. You snuff it out instead. Because if you blow it out, that, I don't know, apparently blows the magic out or something. I don't know. I heard that one time and I just never do it. So I screw the lid back on. I say, thank you, thank you, thank you. I screw the lid back on and I call it a day. Okay. So you don't need to worry about how many other people are already speaking on domestic violence or how many people are already writing books about parenting or how many people are already sharing their knowledge about, the chakras and the Reiki and all this stuff. It doesn't matter because if you're called to do it, you're called to do it. And like Amanda Francis says, somebody said to her, well, there's already so many coaches doing this and that and whatever. And she said, you know what? There are a lot of people doing that, but there are still way out of proportion the number of people helping to the number of people who need help. right? And if you have a calling to help, you have a duty to answer that call. So I need you to understand that if you have a idea for something, if you have a calling to empower, to spread your ripple effect out, and you're not doing it, you are doing yourself and the entire world a disservice. Because I have news for you. It's not actually about you. It's about the work you're here to do. Okay. That is one of the main things that got me out of my own way, as I realized, shit, if I'm sitting here being scared to be seen, I'm disappointing not only myself, but like the entire universe, because I am here to be a spiritual healer. It literally says it in my birth chart. And I'm sitting here being too scared to be seen because somebody's not going to like what I have to say, or somebody's going to say something about the way that I look or whatever. Somebody's going to think I'm trying to, like one girl thought, she accused me of thinking I was Oprah or something. And I was just like, okay, whatever. But I'm not going to stop, like I have, it's not about me. It's about serving, right? And there are people out there who need to hear what I have to say. So I have a duty to say it. I have a duty to share, right? And so do you. So when you have gotten good at tuning in, even just when you're just starting to tune in and you're listening to the things going on in your mind, if it serves you and feels good, it's your intuition. If it doesn't serve you and doesn't feel good, it's your ego. So the next thing you need to do is, now that you've identified who's speaking to you, you have to do something about it. Because if you don't do anything about it, this is what most people do. And this is what I was doing because I didn't realize that there was a better way. Because The Secret says, what you focus on is what you'll attract. And because I didn't want to attract more of what I was already experiencing, I didn't want to bring any more attention to my limiting beliefs, to the things that were not serving me, right? So even when I was doing journaling, like I'm talking a couple of years ago, journaling about, let's say, when I was in that spiritual course, we were doing like a money mindset overhaul module or something. And I noticed that I was not being 100% in integrity with the truth when I was writing, even in my journal. And it's like, nobody's even going to see it. This is my one opportunity. I can just say what it is. And I still wasn't, because I don't know if I was in denial, or it's probably a combination of denial, didn't want to admit where I was, didn't want to bring attention to the situation that I was in, didn't want to bring any more of the same. But anyway, once you recognize which voice is speaking to you, you have to do something about it, and you have to examine it, and you have to question it. Okay. So the first thing is you have to question everything. Okay. Even get in the habit of questioning literally every thought you have. Is that true? Who told me that? What would I rather believe? Okay. Because if you're hearing a voice in your head that says, there's a need for your whatever, that feels good, right? Question it. Is that true? Well, of course it's true. If I'm being told that I'm needed for something, of course I'm needed for something, right? But if the voice says you're not good enough, is that true? Who said you're not good enough? Who decides you're not good enough? You know what I mean? Like, who is the person that decided that you're not good enough? Who is the person that decided that what you have to say is not valuable? And how do you even know until you try, right? You have to stand up and do what you're being called to do. That is the whole purpose of this workshop. And that is what we're doing inside of Alignment U. You have to stand up and you have to answer your calling. That is your literal duty. Okay. So the mindset work obviously is extremely important, right? You want to be questioning this stuff, and you have to know how to dissolve the limiting beliefs that are coming up. And any belief that doesn't support where you're going is a limiting belief. Okay. And it's generally based in an experience in childhood, something you've been told from your parents, something you've witnessed as parents, in your parents, some persona that you've decided to still continue to wear, but they're never true, right? A belief is just a thought you've thought over and over again until it's solidified into a belief. But like I said yesterday, the minute you stop believing the belief, the minute you start questioning it, you break down the momentum of that belief, and it downgrades back to a thought, and then it downgrades back to non-existent because you're not even focusing on that anymore. Okay. So in this work, part of what we're doing when we're combating our ego and our critical mind is, like I said, identifying our limiting beliefs and then working through them. And a lot of what ends up coming from limiting beliefs is self-sabotage and hitting upper limit behaviors, upper limit problems, and glass ceilings. Okay. So if you are a victim of self-sabotage, I want you to put, drop some hearts or something below. If you are a victim of self-sabotage, if you know that you are guilty of sabotaging your own success, and that looks like procrastination, that looks like hitting snooze when you know you need to be getting up and doing the things. If you have prioritized anything over your whatever you are being called to do, if you're trying to start a business, if you're trying to propel yourself in your business, if you are trying to just do the inner work, right? So many of us self-sabotage our inner work even. Like we know we should be journaling through something and we don't. We know we should be meditating regularly and we're not. We know we should have a gratitude practice, but we're not. Right? You are sabotaging your own development, which means you're letting your ego win. You're letting your ego win, and that's why you're in the same position you're in. Pam was on yesterday talking about her experience inside of Alignment U, and she admitted that she realized that when she first discovered me to when she finally signed up for Alignment U, she realized one of the factors for her decision was that she had realized she was in the exact same position. Even though she had made all these claims and wanted to do all these things, she was in the exact same position an entire year later. And then she joins Alignment U and things started to change very, very quickly. Right? Because now she's finally got somebody calling her on her shit. She's finally got somebody holding her accountable to what she said she was going to do. Because self-accountability doesn't work, right? That's why you guys are here, right? That's why we sign up for coaches and mentors and courses and stuff like that. We need somebody to hold us accountable to what we said we were going to do. If self-accountability worked, you would be a lot further along, right? So would I. Everybody would. That's why the coaching industry is so prevalent now, is because we need mentors to keep us accountable if we want to get anywhere with any kind of speed. Obviously, all the things we're talking about in this workshop, you can do on your own. You don't actually need a mentor or a coach or a course or whatever. You don't actually need it. You are capable of doing it on your own, but are you going to, right? That's the real question is, am I going to? And am I willing to go about it the slow way? Am I willing to go about it am I willing to take the long cut, basically? Or would I rather take the shortcut? Would I rather be guided by somebody who's already been in my shoes? Would I rather have the opportunity to fill out a weekly accountability submission that allows me to very clearly see where I have and haven't been staying integral to what I said I wanted to do? So I know I can, before I even submit this form, I can see that I'm not doing all that I can do. And on this form, I even give you an opportunity to call yourself out, right? Celebrate wins and call yourself out. Because you can see very clearly. And the reason I use this method in my Alignment U program actually is because when I was in a business coaching program, my coach was using accountability submissions. And I remember the first time I opened it, I went to fill it out and I was like, well, I can't submit this with the answers that I would put. Like I was just reading through the questions and kind of answering in my head. And I thought, oh my God, no, I can't submit this, because she's going to come back and laugh at me and go, well, duh, obviously you're not where you want to be. You're not even doing any of these things that we said that you need to be doing. So I know it's an effective tool because it really is a kick in the pants right immediately. Like, oh shit, I am really not doing all that I could be doing. Right. And if you've read The Big Leap, you know that when you are fully committed to living in your zone of genius, you're fully committed to living your purpose and answering your calling and standing up and doing the things, whatever it is, whether it's to serve on a small scale, on a big scale, whatever it is, if you're not pursuing what lights you up, you're not living in your zone of genius. But once you commit to living in your zone of genius, every excuse you have for not getting where you want to go is a bullshit excuse, because you have the power to do what you need to do to get where you want to go. Okay, you do. And one of those things is questioning your limiting beliefs and choosing to see them a different way. One of the quickest things you can do when you notice a limiting belief, in the moment, you can go, okay, I'm willing to see this differently. Please help me to see this differently. Right? And then immediately. Right? One of the things that I realized that I was very afraid of is the thought of being well known, like the thought of being famous in the sense like, Amanda Francis, Tony Robbins, Marissa Peer, everybody knows who those people are, right? Deepak Chopra, whatever. And I thought, well, and I think I even talked about this yesterday. I thought, well, there's no way that I can make the impact I'm supposed to be making if that is a limiting belief of mine, right? And I will point out that for me specifically, that is one of my limiting beliefs because my ego and my higher self have been fighting for a long time, right? Your higher self knows all. Your ego is in your unconscious. They both know what's going on. So that's why since little, I have thought that I'm afraid to be famous, well-known, whatever. Right. And then my ego continues to reaffirm that by seeing in the tabloids, so-and-so is being chased by paparazzi. Princess Diana was chased by paparazzi and was killed. Paparazzi this, paparazzi that, blah, blah, blah. So I was in the shower the other day and I thought, okay, well I can't have this. This is not good. And I thought, okay, help me to see this differently. I am ready to see things differently. And almost immediately I was thinking about all of the spiritual and motivational speakers and whatnot that I know, like Deepak Chopra, like Tony Robbins, like Marissa Peer, like, whoever. They don't have paparazzi following them around, right? They're too high vibe, high consciousness. They're not attracting that kind of attention, right? The attention they are getting, the only time you ever hear about any of those people is when they've got a new offer, when they've got a new workshop, when they've got something to promote, when they've done something good, they've donated some money, they've helped somebody with something. Like you're only hearing the good things because that is what they are a vibrational match to. Right. And I thought, well, okay, let's look at it this way. If I was on the scale of Tony Robbins, that I could be standing in a venue and have hundreds or thousands of people who have not only signed up to come and see me, but paid, fairly good, like I said, he charges like $6,000 or whatever, right? To go for a weekend. I thought that would be incredible. And think about the impact I could make. Think about all of those people. I don't know where this number comes from. And, they say a lot of statistics are made up, but I'm going to go with it anyway, because it makes me feel good. They say, I heard somewhere once that each person on average, light worker or not, will affect about 1,000 people. This is just like a regular person will affect about 1,000 people. So if I've got 1,000 people listening to me and they're each going to go out and affect 1,000 people and spread their ripple effect based on what, their new vibration, their new way of looking at life. I don't know what the math is on that. What's that? 100,000 people or something? Like that is the scale of people I want to be serving. So I have no choice but to see fame differently, right? I can see being in the spotlight differently. See being well known and being, recognized. Is that really the worst thing? To be recognized? And I thought about it, I was like, I have had people look at me like they recognize me already. And I realized I've got people in this very group from my local area who I have never met, probably never spoken to, other than, welcome to the group or whatever. And they probably recognize me out in public or whatever. So it's my own conception. It's my own perception of what fame looks and feels like that was keeping me from being able to be seen. Right? But I asked to see it differently. I feel differently about it now and I feel good about it. Right? That's how easy it doesn't have to be this long drawn out 3 days of crying and journaling and whatever, right? It can be like a split thing. And then you just have to continue to reinforce every time it re-pops up. You just know, I feel good about it now. That's not scary to me anymore. I've looked at it from all the angles. One of the greatest things you can do is explore the worst case scenario just for a minute with the deliberate intention of discovering what the worst case scenario is and deciding if that's something you can really handle. Right? Like, for example, you want to leave your job to pursue your purpose. Okay. Worst case scenario, you hit some roadblocks, you hit some limiting beliefs, you can't make a go of it. You've got to go back to work for a little while. Is that really the end of the world? Like, is that really the end of the world? Like, are you going to keel over and die because you have to go back to work for a few months or a year or whatever? No. That will serve you as well. Like, you have to be willing to see everything differently. Okay. And like I said, identifying where you're self-sabotaging, identifying where, not only now, but in the past too, like there will be patterns of the way that you do it, putting things off, creating chaos in your life, something that I am very bad at doing. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. It's not an overnight fix either, right? Generally, this is once you recognize it, it's still a work in progress to work through it and to stop it from happening in the future. And like I said yesterday, how you'll know that you've made progress is when you're hit with the same pattern or the same kind of scenario and you handle it totally differently, you know that you've made progress, right? But every new level you hit, you will have some new limiting belief come up. That is part of the process. So it's never going to end. So don't think that you're going to be able to speed through to the end of it. That's not going to happen. It is an ongoing process, but that's a good thing. Like, I don't want to scare you either. It's actually so fun. And I think the girls in Alignment U who are here live can attest to the fact that just because it's not a one and done thing doesn't mean you don't want to do it. It's empowering to work through them. And it's like layers of an onion, right? Each new thing you peel back. Okay, now this is ready to come up and go. Okay, let's deal with this, peel this back. Okay, now this is ready to come up and go. Another thing I need you to understand is you will only ever be dealt cards that you can handle right then. Okay. You will only ever have to deal with the limiting beliefs that you're ready to dissolve. Like, only what comes up to the surface is what's ready to be dissolved. It's not like you have to go digging for it. As you're living your day-to-day life, as you're trying to get your business off the ground, as you're trying to step out of your comfort zone, as you are trying to discover your purpose, you will be hit with limiting beliefs. You will be hit with upper limiting behaviors, upper limiting problems. But it's your job to identify them and dissolve them so that you can move through them so that that's no longer a problem, right? I don't know if I said it in this workshop or not yet, but now when I hit something like that, when I hit an upper limit, when I hit a situation that is less than ideal, I work through it and I actually get excited because now it's like, okay, this is one more layer I don't have to deal with again because I'm going to deal with it fully. I'm not going to just half-ass it and sweep, a quarter of it back under the rug. I'm going to deal with it completely so that it is gone, at least at this level. Okay. And of course, you know me, I'm the queen of journaling. I am a huge advocate for journaling through this stuff. If you hit a roadblock, if you hit a limiting belief, if you notice yourself sabotaging and you really don't know how to do it or how to get around it, why this keeps happening, journal it out. Literally start your page. You set the intention. You don't have to do any kind of formal ritual. Okay. This is not about rituals. This is about setting the intention, saying, okay, universe, I'm ready to sit down and work through whatever it is that's blocking me from reaching that next level. Let's do it. Let's work through it in entirety. And then you can write down the top of your page a question. I like to start with a question. If you're not really sure how to start the journaling process off, start with a question. What is holding me back? Or what am I afraid of? Or what is my most pressing limiting belief right now? Or, what's my next step? Whatever you want to know, you write a question and then you journal it out, and you journal and you journal and you journal until you've worked all the way through it. And I know that we can be resistant to the journaling, but being resistant to the journaling is your ego keeping you safe, because your higher self knows if you journal, if you start to look at this, you will work through it. And when you work through it, you will have broken past that barrier. Now the glass ceiling has been moved a little higher. So now you can expand more fully. And that scares your ego because it's like, well, what happens now? Now we're going to die, right? And that's one of the reasons why a lot of people do not choose to take themselves to the next level, and they don't feel ready to, for example, invest in their betterment, invest in their growth, because their higher self knows, if I do this, if I invest in this coach or in this program or in this course or even in this book, if I sit down to journal, if I do these things, if I show up for myself, I will be a different person. And your ego is going to go, I don't want to be a different person. I want you to stay exactly where you are because this is where I'm comfortable. So you talk yourself out of doing things that you know you need to do. Right? So if you're here for a reason. Right? So on that note, I want to let you know that registration for Alignment U is officially open, officially open. And it's open until Wednesday, the 27th, which is when the replays come down as well. But I want you to know that I want to do something very special for those of you who are ready to go full fucking bore and expand into your potential. You know that you've been keeping yourself stuck. You know that self-sabotage is something that you are struggling with. You know you've been letting your ego win and you're so sick of your own shit and you're ready to have somebody call you on it and hold you accountable and, lift you up and elevate you and guide you to your fullest expression of self. You're like helping you expand fully into who you're supposed to be so that you can not only live your purpose, but then align completely, live in alignment to who you are and what you came here to do. And then as a byproduct of all of that, you manifest an incredible, incredible life that you like. My husband and I sometimes will sit around and we just like giggle at how amazing our life is and how things line up just amazingly and how things just flow for us and how things always just work out. Because we are living our purpose. Okay. And therefore I am living in alignment and therefore I am a freaking magnet for every single thing that I desire. Okay. So I've got a very, very, very special, very limited time bonus for anybody who is ready right now. I have got the best congratulations present for you. If you decide to register in Alignment U before our next training, so between now and 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time tomorrow morning, you will get 1 full year of free Reiki healing sessions with our expert healer, Teresa Lucero, who is absolutely incredible. I had one of her Reiki sessions the other day and it was literally magic. I cannot wait to do another one this week. She's incredible. So how she recommends you do it with her, you do 1 Reiki session every week for 4 weeks, and you do 1 a month after that. So that is now included. If you register for Alignment U before 10 a.m. tomorrow morning, that is included. Okay. That has a value of over $1,600 added on. And this is important because what she is going to do is help you keep your chakras and your energy field and everything open and balanced so that internally everything is aligned the way that it should be so that you can more fully expand into who you're supposed to be. And the inner work is just that much more powerful when you are energetically aligned as well. Okay. I cannot even tell you how powerful this bonus is and how quickly it's going to catapult your results. Okay. And that's not even all. Also, on top of that, because I really, 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 really want to congratulate anybody who decides to jump all in and decides to pay in full. And this is for the person who is like, I don't even want to think about this again. I'm going to go in, I'm going to invest fully. I'm going to fully show up for myself. I never want to have to think about a payment. I never want to have to think about the investment again. I want to just jump in and I want to fully commit to my transformation. I want to show up for myself. And I will say, when you jump in fully and pay in full, it changes the energy, right? Because now you're showing up for yourself to make sure that you're getting all out of your investment. Okay. So as a congratulations for you, anybody who decides that they want to do that and they're like, it's like a full fuck yes. And they're like, I need to work with this girl. I need to be in the energy of these women. I need to be in this program. I am so sick of being in the same position. I am ready to expand fully and I am ready to do it. And I refuse to be in this same position next year. I'm ready for a year of magic and alignment and all the things. Okay. If you pay in full and sign up before 10 a.m. tomorrow morning, you will also get an entire year of monthly private coaching sessions with me as well. Okay. So the Alignment U program is absolutely incredible on its own. You can ask any of the girls that are on here right now. We've had 2 case studies already. We've got another one at 1 o'clock today. We've got another one Thursday, another one Friday, another one on Saturday, another one on Monday and Tuesday. Because I need these amazing women in the program to help me explain how incredible it is and what amazing space this is. But on top of those things, right? The program itself is incredible. You get weekly group coaching calls, weekly accountability submissions. Okay. We do. Oh, and I also should mention that we are going to do another round of Consistency Kickstart, which I'm actually renaming to Awakening Bootcamp, starting November 1st. So you get free access to that as well, which would which is a staple of the Alignment U program now. It is a starting point. It allows you to get into a very consistent spiritual and personal development routine so that you can really connect to your higher self and to the universe, and you can take that magic throughout the program. Okay. I'm telling you, it makes all the difference. And this consistency kickstart / I'm renaming it to Awakening Bootcamp program was a channeled idea. I downloaded it from the ether, and it has been absolutely magical. I am so proud of it. The outcome of the program has been more than I ever thought. So it's become a standard staple starting point of the Alignment U program. We're doing another round live November 1st. And you're also going to get free access to our Watch the Magic Unfold book club for an entire year. We meet weekly for discussions of the chapters of the book. In November, we're doing the magic. So I can't even, you guys don't even understand right now. The Alignment U program on its own is highly transformational. Okay. And on top of that, you're going to get the book club. We're going to do the magic in November. So you're starting off your whole journey with literal magic. Like when the book is called the magic, it's called magic for a reason. It's literal magic. It is 28 days of gratitude. It is gold, as America says. Yes. And then you're also going to do consistency kickstart, which is going to set you up for absolute success and expansion. Okay. You're going to get the group coaching calls. You're going to get the weekly accountability. You're going to get the support within the Facebook group, support within the chat. So all the ladies you've seen spoken so far and all the ladies you're going to see speak, you'll be rubbing shoulders with them, all elevating each other and hyping each other up and holding space for each other, right? You get to be in my energy for an entire year. Okay. And then on top of that, if you register within the next, 23 hours, you're going to get a full year of Reiki healing sessions as well. And if you decide to jump all in and pay in full, never think about it again, you're also going to get a year of private coaching with me as well, which is just going to catapult everything. Like you don't even know what's in store for you and where you will be a year from today. Okay. So this is for the woman who is ready to make improvements. She's ready to expand fully into her potential. She's ready to get out of her own way. She's ready to take responsibility for her life, and she's ready to go all in. Like, no more excuses. I know I'm here for more. I need to step into more. I need to expand into more. I need guidance to do that from somebody who's already been there and struggled and done the things and all the things, right? The group coaching sessions are once a week. And if you register and pay in full before 10 a.m. tomorrow morning, you will also get monthly private coaching with me. Okay. I hope that you take advantage of this, because I likely will not offer this particular bonus again. It does expire 10 a.m. This is a fast action, early start. This is for the woman who knows she's ready and who has been listening to me say, I've called you here for a reason. You're here for a reason. You're listening to me speak for a reason. You were called, and you, in the back of your mind, at least, have been thinking about Alignment U since I started talking about it. Okay. And like Pam said yesterday, there's no sense in waiting. If you've been thinking about it, eventually you're going to do it anyway, and the investment will continue to rise. Okay. I'm telling you that right now. It's already risen. It will continue to rise. Okay. As I expand, as the program expands, as I add more. Okay. When you come into the Alignment U program, it's a highly transformational, high touch VIP experience. So you're also going to get access to anything I create on my own. I do collaborations as well. So I cannot speak to those things because obviously it's not just me, but the things that I create on my own, you have access to that too. And let me tell you, I have got something very exciting coming that I haven't even told the Alignment U girls about yet that you want to be involved in. I'm telling you that right now. So you need to get involved if you are feeling the pull. Okay. So if you are wanting to at least discuss, like at least send me a message and let's discuss if this is the right fit for you, because it's possible it's not. It's possible you're not ready, but it's very likely that you are ready and this is exactly the right fit for you. And I would love to have you. So if you are feeling the nudge to join me, I would love it if you would send me a direct message, but send me early bird. Just DM me early bird for the early bird special of all of these amazing bonuses worth over $6,000. $4,000, I'm sorry. And I want you to come and join me. This program, if I was to charge you what this program is actually worth, you would be paying well over $50,000 for a year in the Alignment U program. Okay, with all of the bonuses we have, all of the extra things, we've got a whole hypnosis library. We have 3 expert healers part of the program. So the majority of the program is done with me, but I also have, like I say, the book club is done with Teresa, who's the Reiki healer. She's going to be doing the Reiki, obviously, as well. We just decided that starting in November, we're going to start doing monthly healing sessions as well, where we're going to talk about individual chakras and how you can balance and strengthen it on your own, and things you can do, what you can be eating, what you can be doing to keep it open and balanced, okay, to really support your whole growth. We have Tanya, who is our in-house NLP, time technique, success coach and mentor. She's incredible. We do sessions with her once a month where we just finished up money mindset this month. And all of these recordings are all in the Alignment U vault too. So once you come in, you not only have access to all the things coming, but you've got access to all the things we've already done. Okay. And you've also got access to Jess Rogus, who is in the Divination Dreamer group. Some of you are in there as well. She does monthly shadow work, emotional alchemy sessions with us. She hosts a training, an open coaching session, gives us a workbook. There's all kinds of journaling prompts. This program is set up in a way that you will not find this anywhere else. Okay. This is a highly transformational program that you will not find anywhere else. You will not find for this investment level, and you cannot even imagine the impact it can have on your life. And then on top of all of that, there's all kinds of other things you get access to, right? Like Money Manifesting Machine. It's a 6-module money mindset and manifesting overhaul program. You get access to that. You get access to the 21 days of Ho'oponopono that we did ages ago. You get access to setting intentions that actually manifest. That's one of the first things you're going to do. You're going to come in, you're going to watch this masterclass. You're going to decide what the ideal version of you is, who we're working towards, so that we have a starting point, right? What else is there? There's, the Script Your Way to a Better Life in 90 Days program, which is absolutely incredible. Now, none of these you don't have to do any of these if you don't want to, but they're all available to you because different people are coming in at different times with different needs and different belief systems and different, quote unquote issues that they want to work through, right? So I have all these resources so I can point you where you need to go for what you need at the time. Okay. And please know that you are not further behind or further ahead than anybody in there. Everybody's welcome to come in as they are. This is a come as you are. You're welcome to come in anytime. I invite you to join us. Okay. So if Jamie says this program works, like, you need to be involved with us. You need to come and be part of our tribe. We welcome you with open arms. We want more people to come in and expand to their potential. And we love to witness everybody else's ripple effect spreading out. Like, I cannot tell you, I have chills right now thinking about how amazing it is to watch the ladies already in there spreading out their ripple effect and going out and making an impact in the world and improving people's lives within their own family units and beyond, right? One of the girls is in a postpartum support group, and she was able to share a video that I did a while ago, which ended up opening a huge conversation about boundaries and, energetics and all that stuff. And she originally was thinking about leaving the program again because she thought, I don't know if it's for me. And I said, you know what? That might be the reason you're there is to enlighten other people, right? You might be the light in the room. That's why you're there. And she stayed, and she's not only made some really great mom friends, but she was able to empower the group, right? And that's makes me feel amazing. So the early bird bonus of the year-long Reiki sessions, which you definitely want. I'm telling you right now, you definitely want this. And if you decide to pay in full, you'll also get 1 full year of monthly coaching sessions with me. Okay. Those bonuses expire at 10 a.m. tomorrow. Registration is open until next Wednesday, but those are very special congratulations gifts to anybody who really decides to step up and take their power back and decide they're not settling for anything anymore. They're done living Groundhog Day. I'm done letting my self-sabotage win. I'm done letting my limiting beliefs win. I'm done listening to my ego. I'm ready to step up and do what is required with people who have been where I am who can help me and empower me and keep me from getting stuck and recognize when I'm in my own way and call me out on my shit, hold me accountable to my goals, help steer me in the right direction. Okay. I welcome you. I invite you. Please send me a DM that says early bird, and let's just have a discussion to see if this is the right fit for you. Okay. For the both of us. Right? Because I'm not made to work with everybody. Not everybody's made to work with me. I totally understand that. And it's totally possible. I can point you in the direction of somebody else who can help you better than I can. That's absolutely possible too. And I'm open to that. And I will definitely help if I can. Okay. So that concludes today's training. Thank you so much. We're going to be back in 2 hours with Terry. She is going to share her experience so far inside Alignment U. She joined July 1st. And since then, it has been a whirlwind of magic, including she has hit all kinds of bonuses in her network marketing company. She's secured all kinds of crazy contracts. She has manifested, not that this is all what it's about, but she's manifested multiple 5-figure checks. She's manifested her dream convertible Mercedes-Benz that she was able to pay cash for. The whole story of that is so fun. I can't wait to have her on. She's such an inspiration. And she is definitely a great testament to the fact that you are never too old or too young to start on your self-development journey, because you are worthy of the transformation that you seek. Okay. So I hope you'll come back at 1 o'clock to join me for that. The replay will obviously be available. Please know that registration for Alignment U is now open. It is only open until next Wednesday. The early bird bonus expires right before the training starts tomorrow. So if you know that this is for you, do not wait, because this is the best value you're ever going to get. This is an additional $4,000 in value that you're going to get for registering, for going all in, as a thank you and a congratulations for stepping up and doing what you know you need to do to get where you want to go. And like I said, the program alone, I very easily could be charging over 50 grand for it, but I'm not. Okay. So please DM me early bird to discuss if this program is right for you. Maybe you want a little more information. Maybe you got some questions. Okay. Let me know. Let's have a discussion and let's see if it's the right fit. Okay. I'll see you back here at 1 for Terry and her case study interview. And then I will see you back here again tomorrow morning at 10 for day 4, when we talk about, I'm so excited about calling in the angelic realm, working with the universe as a team to create the transformation in your life that you are seeking. Okay. You guys have a fantastic rest of your day. I love you so much. I will see you later.